All right. So am I live? Is everything working properly? Yada yada. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. All right. So I'll just start scrolling and chatting. So let's take a look at Circle of the Spores, shall we? Let's see. Circle of the Spores. All right. Let's pull this up here. Uh, what up, chat? So, what is everyone's opinion on the Circle of the Spores druid? Because I was thinking about this because I just saw this on the D&D Reddit, and I just realized I've been a DM for many many years, but there's always new content being created, and I never actually looked over Circle of the Spores. Let me pull up where it talks about what you get. Let's see, where is it? Game rules, druid. Let's see, where are the druid circles? There we go. Land, dab, 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 dab. Wait, is Circle of the Spores not on D&D Beyond? What the hell? Wait, I'm confused. Oh, so this must be homebrew then. Right? Or am I losing it? Anyone in chat know whether or not Circle of the Spores is part of... Oh, I just realized I haven't started my VTuber avatar. Let me pop that up real quick. Caught me while I was still getting set up. My apologies to the one watcher that I have. There we go. Aha! I am here. All right, chat. Feel free to speak away. I'm just gonna kind of get set up here. And then I wanted to chat about Circle of the Spores, but if any of y'all want to chat about something else D&D related, I am here for it. Just let me know. Eh. Eh. There we go. Okay. I cannot find any information about Circle of the Spores, so I guess, you know what? We'll skip it. Because I legitimately, I'm looking through, I can't find Circle. Like, am I actually dumb? Does it not exist? That's not how you spell circle. Circle of Spores. Oh, wait. Is spores legitimately not a real thing then? Is it homebrew? I guess so. Alright. I will pull up something else then. What else is going on? I'm just going to start browsing D&D Reddit until I get some action in the comments and we can start discussing properly. My players got transported to a ghostly ballroom in a dungeon, so I used Photoshop to show them what they were wearing. That looks horrendous. Is that just me? Because that looks awful. Look at that. Eh. What even is it supposed to look like? Oh, that's gross. Oh, that is cool. This is from Icewind Dale, right? Oh man, that looks cool. I do love the art for it. I have not played it. Let's see. What else is there to do? What the fuck happened here? Did you get attacked by a basilisk? What happened? Oh man, there's some cool art on here. I might save this at some point. Chonky. All right. Let's see if we can't find a topic for a good launching point for something to talk about. Wind Rider? Oh, that sounds cool. What is this? What is This actually sounds kind of cool. Alright, I'll take a look at it later. Man, it's hard to find a good topic, a good jumping off point to really get into D&D 5e. So I'm debating what to do and how to start things off. Because right now I'm just looking at cool art. I'm kind of hoping I get some mentions in the chat so we can start chatting properly. Let's see. Character commissions. Ooh, that does look cool. Imagine that in your campaign. Just some semi-feral cat person crawling around. I feel like that works anywhere. Any old sewer or grotto or abandoned whatever. There's always room for a some sort of feral creature that's money hungry. Oh, she's even got gold coins tucked away in her tail. So what is this, a tabaxi thief then? Must be. Let's see, what else we got? Oh, that looks cool. I didn't realize how much art was on the D&D subreddit. What is happening to this man's hand? Wait, am I hallucinating? Doesn't it look like his hand is broken? Wait, okay, so there's the back. Oh, okay, I see it now. There's his back, shoulder, elbow, fist. Man, that looks awkwardly drawn. This does look cool, though. It's a couple of close friends, and it's my first campaign, so I wanted to journal some of the moments from the encounter. Also, spatial descriptions are irresistible as an artist. I just couldn't leave these spaces unrealized. This campaign started off with us in a tavern, but then dropped us off immediately into a well with secrets. After unlocking a celestial speaking door, by realizing we lost our memories, we encountered a cavern of exquisitely carved statues, all pointing to a pile of rubble in the middle. Unfortunately, we discovered the sculptor of these statues was a basilisk, who was thoroughly and swiftly punched to death by a nat 20 punch to the head. We also nearly got decapitated by a trap right after, but only cool things get to make it to the journal. Oh, that is cool. Man, that sounds like fun. Man, that is one thing that I hate about being a DM in D&D is how quickly a party can obliterate any challenge you throw at them. Like, it's not even fair. It's so hard trying to make a balanced encounter because, like, getting a basilisk being taken out by a nat 20 punch to the head, ridiculous. Unless he's just saying that there was other stuff that happened first, and that was just a knockout blow, which is entirely possible. All right. Ooh, that does look cool. Look at that. It's like it kind of looks like a dwarf taking out some kind of Goliath. How many bets that the dwarf is named David? That'd be too fitting. All right, what else we got? Man, this is almost exclusively art. I thought there'd be more storytime elements. Boofy? Yeah, this is all artwork, literally. That's a shame. Okay, so since it's all artwork anyway, then let's improvise a story with this art, because this is like literally all we're gonna find. Find a good image. And we'll improvise a one-shot based off of that image so we can get some actual proper content. Okay. So what is this character's name? Beishra, Barbarian Lizard Folk. Okay. Let's come up with a one-shot based on Beishra the Lizard Folk Barbarian, right? Okay, so Beishra is obviously going to be the leader of a lizard folk party, or lizard folk tribe, rather. And let's say he doesn't look like the sneaky ambush type, now does he? Now, he looks like a pretty frontal assault. He's got quite a few weapons. Let's see, what is there? Longbow, axe, and greatsword. So I feel like obviously this guy's the chief, and he's going to have a handful of followers. Is that an armored cape? An armored cape does sound dope. Actually, fuck it. What is it called? The cloak of protection. let's give him a cloak of protection on top of his otherwise non-existent armor, which will up his AC by 1. And we'll say he's got some ordinary lizard folk. So what would he be after? Why would he attack the party other than just loot? Because he looks like he's got plenty of loot. So let's see. He's got red eyes. And one of the things red eyes can be interpreted as is mind control. So let's say the big bad evil guy of your campaign is mind controlling the lizard folk to assault the party in waves and wear them down so he can then later ambush them. And so he sends out Beishra to attack them. And what I would do with this is Beishra, even though he is a lizard folk barbarian and isn't particularly smart, he's still going to be actively resisting the mind control. Nobody wants to be mind controlled to do whatever they want, to do someone else's bidding, even if it's something they were planning on doing anyway. So let's say that Beishra is, while being mind controlled to attack the party, he's like actively trying to shake it off. So maybe like halfway through the battle, Beishra snaps out of it and tries to communicate, hey, wait, I was doing this against my will. I think it's time for a retreat. But he doesn't want the party to like run him down and kill him and all of his followers. So he'll try to make a deal. And if the party accepts the bribe or just lets them go, then he'll run away and be a potential ally in the future. Whereas if they kill him, then the villagers whom he is a member of, the people of the village he is a member of will probably want revenge. So if the party, after Beishra shakes free from the mind control, they decide to kill him, they will have an entire village who wants revenge. And if they let him go, then they can later go to that village and hire him as an ally, like a potential hired hand sort of situation. What do you think, chat? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd much rather chat to the commenters in Reddit than just talk endlessly about what's on my mind. So feel free to pop in any questions. And until then, we will just continue on. Let me readjust. Yeah. And, oops. That's not right. Okay. What else is on here? Ooh, I like this guy. What is this? Gax, the slightly insane cleric I made? What is this dude? Okay. So let's make a plot hook around Gax, the slightly insane cleric. And let's go ahead and, whoops. Nope. Let's go ahead and there we go. All right. So let's come up with a plot hook for Gax, shall we? So what? So he's obviously got a giant, oversized mace. It looks like there's some sort of liquid in there. What kind of potion would that be? Would it be acid? Would it be possibly like oil, like some sort of flammable substance? What would be inside that flail so when it shatters, maybe the entire purpose of the flail is for it to shatter? You know what I'm saying? What do we think, chat? Talk to me. So let's say, okay. So he'll swing the flail, and it looks like he's got a backup one on his back. So maybe he'll have like refillable heads. So this will be like a vial, and it'll be filled with acid, let's say. So he'll swing it over his head, smash it on them. It'll obviously do some piercing damage because of the spikes and because of all the broken glass. And we can even have it so that the spikes are not only on the outside facing outwards, but also inside to ensure that it shatters on impact. So when he smashes it, there's just this huge splash of acid that coats not only that individual party member, but there maybe like a 10-foot radius. So let's work out the mechanics of this guy. Let's say he's got a 20-foot long chain, swings it around, smashes a party member. They take the piercing damage from the spikes and broken glass, plus acid. Let's say that's quite a bit of acid. Let's crank that. Let's say 66 acid damage. Plus, how much does the flail do? I can't remember. Does anyone in chat remember how much damage a flail does? I'm not looking that up. So, and let's see. He is a cleric. Oh, so if he's a cleric, what if instead of it being acid, it's unholy water? Like he can be an unholy cleric. So instead of acid, what if it's a curse? Right? Right? You following me? So anyone within the 10-foot splash zone of this potion, when it shatters, gets cursed. There could be a lot of things they could be cursed with. There could be blindness and deafness. There could be necrotic damage. There could be vulnerabilities. Nobody ever does vulnerabilities, which is a shame. There should be more of those. Let's see. So what if this vial contains a unholy water that is cursed to make whoever it comes in contact with it and fails a save to become vulnerable to fire damage. So after he smashes it, he then ignites the chain, and now he's got a flaming chain that he uses as a melee weapon. That sounds dope to me. What do you think, chat? Any thoughts? Opinions? Concerns? No? Alright. Let's move on. Let's just create a plot hook for every art piece we see. How about that? That'll be an interesting challenge. Ooh. Dagani the Sahuagin Warlock. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Okay. So Sahuagin. I forget what they are. Alright, so obviously he's a sea creature. Looks pretty evil. He's got a shield and trident, as you do. What do you call that? Sea dragon and a shark. So this would be a pretty tough encounter for a reasonably high level campaign. Campaign then, wouldn't it? This is final boss territory. Okay, so you take Sahuagin's stats, crank the intelligence to at least 10, if not 12 or 14. Give him, let's see, his shield is +2 AC, so it's a 10 plus his dex +2. He's got a trident, that's already a thing. What should we make this sea dragon do? Let's say, so let's say the sea dragon is like anchored towards him, and it kind of looks like it's coming from like the water around him. So maybe it like lashes out in like this really long range attack, maybe let's say 15 feet, and then immediately retracts. And let's say it also protects him. So anytime someone makes an attack against them, they have to, this sea creature gets in the way of the attack and takes the damage. So let's say this creature has like its own separate HP pool of like 30 HP that is effectively temporary HP for the Sahuagin. And then he's also got a trained shark, which he can send out to attack. So really for an underwater encounter, if everyone in the party has some sort of potion of water breathing, this could be an extremely powerful encounter. Because it's unlikely that your players are going to be Tritons. And if they are, there's going to be maybe one or two. So they're probably going to be making all their checks at disadvantage because of the environment. So, and this would definitely have to be for a higher level party so that they're not completely getting wiped here. But, so let's say you've got a high level party, they're in the water. So how would you defeat this guy? I would say lightning damage would obviously affect not only the sea dragon, but also the Triton. But that would also harm your allies to an extent. That's no good. What could be a possible way of defeating this creature? Let's say, poison? See, now poison will dissipate in the water and potentially spread to you, so that would be a ranged option. I don't know if there are any ranged poison spells, are there? Acid would probably be neutralized in the water. I feel like you're kind of stuck to like ranged weapons, because you don't want to get within melee range, because he's got a melee weapon and this sea monster. Any attempts to attack him is just going to attack the sea monster. So ideally, you'd want to stay at a range and just lob attacks that can go through underwater. Man, I'm not even sure. I feel like this is a possible like party killer right here. If you've got a trained shark and a water dragon at your disposal, and you're no slouch yourself, that's a party killer, man. All right, what else? What else can we make a plot hook out of? Ah, it's just a wolf. Generic. Yeah, let's see. Okay. This is Robin Rockholm, Paladin of Devotion. Man, what is it with massive flails? Let's see. What do we got? So it's a giant flail, obviously. I don't know. I feel like there's nothing much I can really say about this character art. I do like the art, but I feel like it's kind of ambiguous. No, I'm going to skip this one. Not all that interesting. What else we got? Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's some actual stories that we can actually talk about in depth. Player wants a grappling hook hand on his stump. Okay, so let's go through this. So my big bad evil guy cut off one of my players' left hand. It was actually a great moment, and he's really embraced having a stump and having fun with it. He has now attached a grappling hook to a stump and is using it as a hook to grip things. Okay, dope. He asked if there's any way to shoot the grappling hook out of his stump and use it almost like a Sekiro, haven't played it, grappling hook. I imagine he would need to invent it would need to be invented in D&D and would be very research and development. It would require research and development checks, probably. It'd also make his movement very versatile in combat. Anyone have any ideas how it could make this work and how it would need to make? I genuinely love how he's embracing this new thing. Okay, he needs an artificer. This is explicitly artificer territory. So let us... let's see. Arcana punk it. A grapple hook launcher is straight up an artificer's... Whoops. Allie, I would make a artificer NPC who can make this and a few other items for the party for a fee or service. Perhaps they need to quest to the mountains to quest to some area to get the arcane ingredients for this invention. Alright. What is this? I am doing a D&D stream. I want to chat about D&D as a VTuber to promote my YouTube channel, Virtual Beelzebub TV. So if you have any questions or comments, just chat away and I will respond as soon as they pop up. Just a quick heads up, there is like a 1 or 2 minute delay. What does this say? $SNDL. I don't know what that means. Ronald Reagan. What? I get the Ronald Reagan pun, but what does the Ronald come from? Explain your username. I don't understand it. Okay. What's this next one? Alright. DM is ruining the fun. I have nowhere I can vent about this where my DM wouldn't see it except for here. One of my DMs is running a homebrew campaign, told us at the beginning there was going to be this big city, and that we would have a lot we could do. But, that it was going to be a power struggle between different parties in the campaign, and that our characters would be separate from the party and join the other sides. That turned out to be a lie. Oh, well, that's just false advertising. I feel bad for you, bro. While one character was trying to infiltrate a castle under the guise of being a butler, his patron god intervened with him and told him if he didn't return back to the home base, that he would simply smite him. Jesus. Literally insta-kill him. What's this? I have my first session on Monday. Never wrote a backstory before. Any tips? Yes. Tips on writing a backstory. Okay. So there are 3 things every backstory needs. You need an inciting incident. What happened to your character to make them want to leave the comfort and security of their own home? The generic one most people do is, oh, my entire village was killed by the big bad evil guy and now I'm seeking revenge. Or maybe you are bored of the safety of your village and you want to go seek out adventure, like a hobbit in the Shire would leave for adventure. Some inciting incident, whether you actively pursued adventure or you had no other choice. That's number 1. Number 2, you need a specific goal to give your DM so that he can lay down plot hooks later in the campaign. So, for example, I'm looking for the lost treasure of Las Arañas, some sort of giant spider medallion that has a lot of magical power that he can then fill in the blanks on. Or you could say that you're looking for revenge on the big bad evil guy that killed your family. State a goal that your DM can use to plot hook later in his campaign. So inciting incident, goal. And number 3, add some sort of interesting detail that you can use for roleplay. Maybe it's a quirk of his personality. Maybe it's just a something that he's constantly doing. Like some people whistle, some people sing, some people play an instrument, some people crack jokes. So some sort of hook for roleplay that you can add for whenever the events start cooling off, there's not a lot of plot heavy stuff going on. Have something that you can draw on to bring in roleplay to dull moments. So inciting incident, goal, roleplay, kindling. Mr. the Twokos. So think about those. And what about Gamer Pro 13? Say your character was sexually assaulted so they can always call police in battle. So just straight up lying? I mean, you can do that as an option. I don't know how effective that would be. My character has low charisma, so I was having it that guy got part of his squad killed and it broke his confidence, so he didn't leave the church cleric for years. Wait, let me read that again. Okay, so if I understand your question correctly, he's a cleric with low charisma. And if memory serves, I can't remember if it's wisdom or charisma. But, okay, wait. Let me look up if clerics are wisdom or charisma. Because if you have low charisma, then that actually matters. I will look it up. Wait. All right. Sorry about all the dead air on my side. I'm just pulling up the clerics here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Cleric. Chariz. Okay. So no, you're a wisdom caster. So being low charisma is fine. Okay. So you got your low charisma, that's fine. You got part of your squad killed and it broke his confidence. So he didn't leave the church for years. Okay. So there's so how is this an inciting incident for your character? Your character. So if your confidence is broken and you didn't want to leave the church, I would flip that completely. I would say if you got your entire squad killed, I don't know about you, but I would immediately leave that squad out of shame. And I feel like that's a normal human reaction to, like, once you fail, you just want to get out of there. You want to get as far away from that bad memory as you can. So I would have that be the inciting incident. Like, shortly after you got your squad killed, you left, and your goal as a character is to find some way of escaping the regret that your character feels, escape that guilt. So, let's say maybe he starts off pursuing drugs and alcohol as a way to escape. Maybe he hopes that forming bonds with the party will make him get over it. Maybe he just needs words of encouragement from some sort of mentor figure, so he really latches on to any of the wise old NPCs. Like, let that, make that be his goal, getting over his past. And then what would it be? I'm trying to think. You still want to add some sort of RP characteristic you can throw in when it's low action moments. So, does he talk about his guilt? Maybe he is kind of a jokester and a prankster because he wants people to like him, and that distracts from how he actually hurts inside. Fun fact: most people who are jokesters and comedians are actually depressed, and they use that as a distraction to hide how they really feel because they don't want to face the fact that they're actually in pain. There's a fun fact for you. Um, so he can just be uh, I find a reason why this guy isn't just going to be completely antisocial and standoffish. Because if everyone in a D&D party is antisocial, there's not going to be any role play, and that's boring. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any opinions on what I've said. I'm here to help. Um, but yeah, let's hop back over to this, and we'll try and give this guy some help. Let's see. So he was trying to infiltrate a castle under the guise of being a butler and was threatened to be smited on the spot for doing so. He was also told if he didn't force the cleric to go with him, that he'd be killed. Man, that is some hard railroading. That's awful. The I wonder why the DM was trying to steer him away from that so hard. I don't know. The other issue with these missions are PCs get yelled at if they do something unplanned. Then this just sounds like railroading. We were in the basement of the castle fighting these robot things. One character found explosives and decided to set them up in the scientist lab where they were creating freaks of nature. Oh, dope. That sounds cool. They set the bomb off and get back to home base. They proceed to be yelled at by the rebel leaders for it, chastised, spoken down to. The DM for the last few weeks kept saying how we threw out their plans by exploding the lab. Then why put explosives there? Okay. Huh. Yeah, that just seems like the DM's fault. Let's see. Own activity 9548. I want to play. You want to play D&D? You should, man. It's a great game. I'll need more details than that to actively engage with you, though. Because right now we're not playing a game. I wouldn't be against it. I have a mental book on just random one-shots and encounters. And in fact, if you subscribe to Virtual Beelzebub TV, I'm actively doing a series on one-shots that you can throw in your campaign. So check that out below. But yeah, if you have any other questions, just let me know. Try to give me more details than I want to play, just because I want to actively interact with you guys. I think this is the most fun of being a VTuber, or I guess VRedditor, because I'm on Reddit right now. But yeah, let's hop back over to it. So, blowing up the lab threw off his plans, and we were all told that people saw them leave the castle, even though everyone in the party passed stealth check. Man, this DM sounds like he sucks. They have to flee the city. Okay, this is going on for a long, long time. My cleric's frustrated. At this point, I'm frustrated. NPCs are automatically passing checks. Let's see. What makes it worse is they've expressed that they want to warn us, ask permission before they're pit. For example, we are playing Curse of Strahd right now, and the DM said he should warn them that they could die in certain battles. So at the beginning of every battle, he just goes, by the way, this is Curse of Strahd, so you could literally die whenever. Wow. Okay. Their whole campaign feels like some dollhouse game for them. They do whatever they want with their NPCs that are level 15, 20 plus, while we just have to sit there and be NPCs playthings. Wow. Man, this sucks. I mean, Look, if he's not actively engaging with the players, I'll type this up. If your DM isn't actively trying to engage with you and make sure you're having fun. Whoops, I can't spell today. Having fun and treating you like the protagonist, consider leaving. There's no point in participating in a hobby that you aren't enjoying. Whoops. D&D is supposed to be fun, and you're under... Whoops. You're... Man, I can't spell for shit today. What's wrong with me? No obligation to stay. I mean, I know that's not the advice that he's looking for, but honestly, if you read through this, DM sucks. The Twoko, sorry I was writing down what you were saying. Such better and gave me a brainwave. Thank you. We'll subscribe to you, man. Yes! Man, that makes my day. Man, I'm just here to help. Absolutely. Man, that's what I'm here for. I'm just here to chat. I'm here to help because I got nothing better to do at 11 o'clock at night. So yeah, absolutely. If you guys have any questions or suggestions or comments, feel free to throw it at me. I'm here. All right, so let's see. What else can we review? Man, I really hope that we get more in encounters because I feel like you have to have an experience for me to give advice. Can you drop a link to me? Yes, I'd be happy to. All right. Virtual Beelzebub TV. Good evening, chosen. Whoop. All right. So there's the link to my channel. I'm actively making a series based on I just started a D&D one-shot series. So the next few videos are going to be me giving DMs ideas. Even though you're a player, you might not be 100% involved, but I'm always happy to take video idea suggestions. I want to create content that people actually want to watch. And until then, I'm just going to throw mud at the wall until something sticks. So yeah, if you have any video ideas, hell, I mean, these streams are recorded, so if I say something really clever, I might upload it to my YouTube channel. So, man, it's just creating content right now until I figure out what people enjoy. But yeah, since there's a 1 or 2 minute delay, I'm just gonna hop back over to this, and I will check comments in a second. So, best reliable ways to get advantage for melee, rogue, swashbuckler. Okay, this one has a very short answer. Bonus action hide. And if your DM allows flanking, boom, flank. This is an easy one. I don't need to participate in this. That one has a correct answer. How do I balance PC plot lines and bigger plot lines properly? Ooh, this is tough. I actually don't have a great answer for this because I struggle with this myself as a DM. So I'm a semi-new DM and I've DM'd a couple of times before the campaign that I'm planning now, but didn't have the books until recently. I'm planning a campaign in a world from scratch while considering that the player's character as part of the world and tweaking it accordingly to what they want their characters to be. It's not a typical high fantasy, but still fantasy. I want to actively have plot lines that integrate a player character's backstory and personality. Plot lines involving around certain places of bits of the characters. Okay. While I do want that, I also want to have a general plot involving NPCs and bigger storylines, for the campaign that I want to integrate along the PC-centered plot lines. Any tips on how I can balance them and how not to make one more exciting than the other? Okay. I feel like this one has a relatively... the question he's asking, I feel like, has a relatively straightforward answer. Make the players' backstory, characters, and locations be the make the players' backstory locations be the place where major plot events occur. It's far more interesting if the big bad evil guys... Whoops, I can't spell and talk at the same time. Big bad evil guys, minions, raid the party members' hometown as opposed to a random village, and give plot relevant abilities and knowledge that make them useful to the overall campaign. For example, maybe the PC's brother has been keeping a secret and secretly knows the true identity of one of the BBEG's co-conspirators, but didn't want to out them. Is that how you spell conspirators? Conspirators. There we go. There we go. How's that? Let me check the chat here. Alright, nothing yet. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know how many of you are DMs. Do any of you have any stories about how your DM, or if you are a DM, how you went about in combining player backstories with the main plot? Because I gave pretty generic advice that I myself have a hard time following. It's really hard. I remember I had this open world campaign called Rexland, and it was huge, ridiculous, like multiple continents big. In fact, I'll actually pull up a map of it real quick. Let me pull up my Rexland map so you can get a scale of how big this was. Alright, I'm pulling it up. Share. Anyone with the link can view. Alright, so check this out. This is Rexland. It might end up being way too detailed for you to see on this really small vertical screen, but hopefully you can kind of get a sense of what I'm talking about. Let me zoom out. How do I do percent zoom? So as you can kind of see here, there's like a main continent, and then each of these other little squares are different continents, and one of the continents over to the east forms like a skull. So I told the party members that they could be from anywhere on this map, and they could have a plot line that they wanted to take on, and there was no overarching plot aside from this distant, vague, impending apocalypse. So I gave them free reign over the map, but the problem is that the party members all wanted to go to different parts of the map at the exact same time. So every time they compromised, they all just ended up staying in the starting town. And since no one wanted to go to Isla de Arañas alone, the compromise was always to stay in the starting town where they spent 80% of their time. No one could decide as a group to, yes, let's actually go as a group to this one individual's backstory quest. I ended up having to do like a bunch of one-on-one sessions so that individual party members could do everything they wanted. Giving people free reign over this big of an environment was terrible. I regret it. I regret it so much. I never should have put them in a situation to have this much content, because it literally was too much to manage. This game went on for a year and we explored 10% of this map. It was such a waste of time and energy. You have no idea. But I will drop a link to this. Since I never got a chance to explore my world, here's an exclusive, some free content for y'all. Y'all didn't even have to pay me. There you go. Okay, so the top link is a link to my YouTube channel if you want to subscribe. That bottom link is an Excel spreadsheet on Google Docs where you can just use my map. This is a whole ass world. This isn't a whole hemisphere of a planet drawn up. And when I say hemisphere, I genuinely mean hemisphere. Because if I scroll up, there's the North Pole. And if I scroll down, there's the South Pole. I have a whole globe on this map that I never got to explore. So please, by all means, take it. Take your party to Dragonhold. Take your party to Schildkroteninsel. I wonder if it'll let you view the notes. As you can see, there's a little memo that pops up when you hover over one of those little yellow triangles. That's because I have lore for every location on this map. Like, for example, in Dragonhold, in this island that looks like a dragon's head, chromatic dragons, which, as you know, are evil aligned, and metallic dragons, which, as you know, are good aligned, are fighting to the death in a constant and epic battle of supremacy. And this is the arena where the weak die and the strong survive. Heroes become gods and villains become dark lords. And this war is continent spanning. But because I made my world so big, and they spent most of the campaign up here, they never experienced it. I had like 10 to 20 sessions worth of content prepared on a continent they never explored. So please, by all means, take this map and use it in your own campaigns. But yeah. Oh, I'm down to one watcher. I'm talking to myself. No worries. But yeah. I'll hop back over to what I was doing before. And feel free to... Hello, new watcher. If you have any questions or comments, leave them. Top link is my YouTube channel. Bottom link is a map that I created. So have good fun. Alright, so let's keep scrolling through D&D Reddit until we find something worth talking about. Alright. How the party destroyed the big bad evil guy. Ooh. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Alright. I created a lovely and carefully created world, and what did my players do? Basically kill the big bad evil guy in 30 minutes. That can happen in a Curse of Strahd campaign. Because Strahd likes to strut his stuff and show off to the party, and he is actually not all that strong. So your party could absolutely kill Strahd if you're not careful. It's always best to show off and teleport away. Alright, so the party killed the BBEG in 30 minutes. Alright. They had a really early fight in which I wanted to show off the strength. I didn't want to kill them with my overpowered boss. I just wanted them to know this campaign wouldn't be an easy one. And they destroyed the boss. There was a guillotine. The big bad evil guy wanted to kill someone with it. And one of my players thought it would be funny to use levitate, shove the guillotine under him, and carefully let him back down and try to fix on him that machine by group tack. Oh, okay. So they used levitate to move the guillotine. The party tackled the big bad evil guy onto the guillotine, and they fixed him to the guillotine and dropped it. Oh, so they just straight up decapitated this man. Oh man. Well, if you ruled out a guillotine as an instant kill, then yeah. Why was your big bad evil guy so feeble that he was killed by a guillotine though? I feel like your boss monster should have a little bit more HP than a guillotine could deliver. But whatever, that's just me. Maybe it's a magic guillotine. Um, let's see. It was kind of my fault, and I can't really be mad about it. At least they had fun. I had to come up with a completely new big bad evil guy and basically create a new story on the fly. Oof, that's tough. I think it's more important to let the players have fun and let them experiment instead of enforcing your world and ideas. Just remember it is in the DM's world. The party should get a chance to change it. Hope you could learn from my story, and sorry for my bad English. Okay, this is one thing that always bugs me. People who apologize for their bad English after writing borderline Shakespeare. If English is not your first language, do not be ashamed of it. Just be happy that you can communicate with with a massive swath of English-speaking world just by knowing the basics of English. Be happy that you speak a second language. Gamer Pro 13, experiment, air quotes. What does that mean? I Explain yourself, Gamer Pro 13. What do you mean by experiment? I'm going to continue reading D&D Reddit, and I'm going to get back, and I hope there's an explanation for why you just wrote experiment, because I'm suspicious. All right. Top combat feats. No, I don't care. This is all mechanics. Mechanics are great and all. They have their place, but come on. I think we can all agree that the meat of D&D is in the stories, in the successes and the failures. A never run D&D sleep deprived. A failure story. Ooh. Oof. Okay, I already know I'm going to relate to this one. Are you with me, chat? You ever play D&D sleep deprived? I don't recommend it. You're just not as engaged as you could be. Excuse me while I'm out, wet my whistle. I'm sure those were some disgusting noises. Alright. So today, while giving a first-time player a trial session, the funniest and most embarrassing moment in my whole DM career happened for the first and hopefully last time. Ooh. In my defense, I was sleep deprived, but everything that anyone ever says before the word but is bullshit. And this is a fact that applies to anything. Whether it says, I was sleep deprived but, or I'm not a racist but, anything before the word but is a lie. Alright, so let's get to the truth, shall we? The players had crossed a 500-foot long bridge, okay. Dwarvish ruins based under a town, okay. The ruins used entrance as well. The well had been spewing out zombie mist. Zombie mist? Does the mist turn into zombies, or does the mist turn people into zombies? Because I feel like mist zombies are a thing that need to exist. Mist zombies. Like they're just in the fog, and then they coalesce and take solid shape, and then they eat your face, and then dissipate back into mist. You know what I'm saying? Mist zombies. Make them made out of mist. Don't just make a mist that turns people into zombies. That's boring. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So, where did I leave off? Spewing out zombie mist, and they were hired by the mayor of the town named Schmear. Wow. Wow. Y'all seeing this, chat? A mayor of the town named Schmear. Wow. Alright. So this is the level of effort we're dealing with in this campaign, alright? This is the level of effort. Alright, so the mayor of a town named Schmear, to control the mist and, if possible, destroy the object or being behind the mist, so that after they crossed a rickety 500-foot bridge, made up of stone planks. Wait, stone planks? Okay. Quick tip. There's no such thing as stone planks. Those would be tiles. Okay? Are you with me, chat? Tiles. Planks of stone are not. There's no such thing as stone planks, but whatever. Alright. So, 500-foot long bridge made up of stone tiles, each of them seemingly for a giant. There were statues at each end of the bridge They kept asking questions about the statue after crossing, and I kept answering. But in my head, I thought, why not just go through the door and keep investigating the statue? But being a person wanting to create some element of mystery, I didn't say that out loud. And then it hits me. I didn't effing describe the effing door to them. They hadn't gone through it because I hadn't described it. Because of this, they were stuck there for 30 minutes while I sat there going, use the door. Then after realizing the error of my ways, I made the confession. We spent a good 10 minutes laughing at me included. TLDR, I forgot to describe a door and wasted 30 minutes for everyone. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm so guilty of that. I can't even judge. Zero judgment. Because I've done the same shit. Forgetting to describe something super important. And wondering why they're not figuring it out. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. You know what I do to get around this problem? Because this genuinely happens to me. Make your party roll perception checks. If they're not getting anywhere. And then just re-describe the room and put emphasis on key details. Like, for example, if there's a room, if there's a really old ruins, but the floor is clean, and they don't pick up on that, and they do nothing with it, and they're stuck, be like, okay, wait, roll perception, and they do. Okay, the floor is too clean. Like, this is an abandoned ruin that no one has been in for hundreds of years, and yet the floors are spotless, like polished, spotless. This is a thing that jumps out in your mind as unusual. And then maybe they'll go, oh wait, slimes, or gelatinous cubes, or whatever. Be like, why else would the floors be polished if not for some sort of slime or cube or whatever? Know what I'm saying? If your players are ever stuck, have them roll perception and then re-describe the key details of a room. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. All right. What else we got? Battle maps, artwork. I feel like this is just pretty generic art. Looking to hire an artist, please do. What would be the alternative to Forgotten Realms for D&D? I don't understand this question. When people say that Wizard of the Coast should move away from the Forgotten Realms setting to something that's less inherently problematic, is there a specific setting that they have in mind? I feel like they have. I mean, yeah, they have. There are multiple settings. Right? I'm not insane, am I, chat? Alright. Wait a minute. Hold on. We might be having technical difficulties. It says I was disconnected and reconnected. Am I back online? I have no idea. We'll figure it out together. Any hoozles. Which is a pretty expansive world. But there is also Greyhawk, I believe, right? And others. Plus, you can always just homebrew a new setting if you think it's more fun, and many people do exactly that. Yeah, that one's easy. What do you think, chat? My one watcher. All right, let's keep going. What would be the Mag of Holding issue 1. I don't know what that is. Can I hide a horde of undead? No! No! I... No, you cannot hide a horde of undead. I don't care what anyone says. Someone's gonna find it because they're gonna get hungry. And, no, 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 no. That's just a poem. What else we got? 2 teammates of mine are getting executed for an attempted assassination in Wildemount. Ooh, okay. Getting juicy. Getting juicy. All right. No, wait. So before we get into it, chat. I want to hear predictions. What do you think is causing his teammates to get executed? No cheating, no peeking. Think of your own teammates. If your teammates were going to get executed, chat, what would they be guilty of? If there anyone in chat who plays D&D actively. Nothing? No one? All right. Well, let's find out then. All right. In the last session, I and my teammate James were in Port Damali because we had to go to a smithy in the market to get a device that will let us go underwater to complete a quest. Sounds pretty standard. We have 2 other companions who wandered off to the Noble District in search of a diamond with the intention to steal. The Artificer and Warlock both decided to rob the house of a really important official, as they do. And when they figured out something was wrong, the Warlock threw out an Eldritch Blast, and the Kobold teammate decided to pee on the guard? The guards attacked the 2 teammates and were knocked unconscious and arrested. I found the guards afterwards and asked what happened, pretending to be a guard for another noble house, and we found out that they're going to be executed for an attempted assassination. Oh no! I have no idea how to help them while playing my alignment. It was really hard to pretend to be a guard while doing it as well. My friends attacked and peed on a guard and got arrested for assassination. What are they supposed to... Man, I have no idea. Chat, anyone? If your party members attack a guard and pee on them and get arrested and sentenced to death, would you even help them? How would you help them? Oh man, I'm afraid. How do you help someone like that? Honestly, if you fuck up that hard, let them get executed. It'll if they're taking the game so casually that they're gonna piss all over a guard, they probably aren't that attached to the story or their characters. Let them get chopped. If they are casual enough about game to pee on a guard, probably aren't going to take the game seriously enough to be offended if they're executed. I say let their heads roll. I don't know. What do you think, chat? Am I being too harsh? Would you do differently? Just me? All right. All right. Whoops, that's not how you spell casual. I can't spell at all today. What is everybody else saying? Being lawful good over punishment is bad or worse than no punishment. You don't have to condone their actions to be against a wrongful execution. Yeah, that's fair. Hire a banister and see if you can have their sentence mitigated to a lesser charge. Well, yeah, no, that's actually really good. If you want to help, you could, persuade the authorities to let them go in exchange for going on a quest or in exchange for going on a difficult quest. There we go. But there. I gave my opinion and I gave advice at the same time. Let's go. Retreating during combat. Ooh, this is something I feel strongly about. Retreat. Run away. There's absolutely no reason to fight to the death if you're not winning. Sometimes the DM will just think that you should retreat and give you the means to do so. Some are hardcore and they just want you to fight to the death all the time because they want to see people die. But I think there are a lot of DMs who set up unwinnable situations because they want you to retreat because they want to display how tough the world is. You know what I mean? Like in Dark Souls, the very first opening scene in Dark Souls, you literally have to die to proceed. The game sets a standard of difficulty, and DMs sometimes try to do the same thing. Alright. So every time I'm playing with my party members, they overestimate themselves and charge in headfirst without a plan, or without the group being fully prepared or rested for an anticipated difficult encounter, usually leaving us barely winning battles. If they're not fully resting before battles, that's their fault. Maybe they want the challenge. Last session, one of the party members died because they wouldn't wait for everyone to short rest or long rest. Wow, okay. My character has always had a plan before going head first, and they're not listening to me at all, even taking jabs at my character for being a coward. Let's see. There's nothing cowardly about wanting to retreat. It sounds like they just want it to be hard. Some people enjoy more challenging games. It's unlikely a mistake or miscalculation, but a willful choice to increase the difficulty. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm out of my mind, but I feel like that's fair. Anyone in chat agree or disagree? Nah, nothing. Ah, oh well. By the way, chat, just because I keep gaining and losing members, feel free to respond. I do periodically check chat. I will be glad to start a conversation with any of the 6 of you currently watching. So if you have any thoughts or opinions, just let me know. And then be advised that there's going to be like a 1 or 2 minute lag between when you post it and when I see it. So if I don't respond, just know that I will see it in a minute. All right. Now let us wait a minute. New subscriber, Twokos. Hell yeah! Thanks, buddy. I don't know if you're still watching the stream, but thank you, buddy. Heck yeah. All right. What else we got? Oh, by the way, Twokos, if you're still here, say hi and give a suggestion for a video, and I will make one just for you, just to thank you for subscribing to my channel, because I think that's a cool thing to do. All right. So let's keep going. I made my first comic based on my campaign. Oh, neat. That's cool. Let's see. It's kind of hard to read. He just does push-ups all day long. Got a buff dragon. What is he shooting? What is he shooting? Is that the head? Ping! Okay, he just smiles. Arrows. Whoosh. Zerk. Black! Okay. Wait, what is this? What, the dragon just exercises to the point that he becomes invulnerable? I don't think that's how push-ups work. Wait, okay. The dragon had stolen a precious diamond that we needed to revive a dead party member. To fight. After some hilariously bad first rolls and a huge hit from the teenage dragon, I knew I had to immortalize that moment in battle. We ended up killing the dragon, but not without some near deaths. Turns out lightning really hurts. Yeah, no shit. That's cool. That sounds like it was fun. Alright. Just checking chat. Nothing? Okay. Oh, that's cool. An addle. Oh yeah, this is a real weapon. This is a legitimate Stone Age weapon. You put a javelin in there, and by the 2 or 3 foot lever, when you fling it, the extra leverage will about double its range and increase its power somewhat. So yeah, um, yeah, absolutely. A well-aimed spare is worth 3, absolutely. And what does it do? Range increase. Of course, of course. What else would it do? Super useful. Um, my realistic D&D Sona. Oh, it looks like a character art. I drew my character and I love it. Alright, this looks like standard fantasy fare. Although I don't know how this person sees. Maybe they're blind. You know, I never get bored of the blind fighter archetype. Do you? I feel like it adds a level of difficulty and a level of cool. It's kind of like if your character wears sunglasses indoors. Like, it's dumb, but it's still kind of cool. Or like, what's another example? Um, if your character wears weights and they win every encounter with weights, and then for a big encounter they have to take the weights off, that's like, oh shit, it's getting real. That's that Rock Lee shit. You know what would be hilarious if the person isn't even blind, but they're intentionally restricting vision just so they can have a challenge, and whenever things get difficult, they take off their helmet, throw it to the ground, and can charge in. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. All right. Fishing for crit, multi-class effectiveness, leveling up a rogue. Demon health. Oh. Is there a demon that signifies pure rage? Yes, it's called the Angry. D&D Sorrow Sworn the Angry. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Okay, so view image. Let's see. Let's see. D&D Beyond. Ah. D&D Beyond. The Angry. Okay. I'll just copy paste the link for my man. The Angry are a type of sorrow sworn that are born out of pure rage. Let me actually include the link here. Whoops. All right. Sorry if I'm ignoring any comments. I'm just making sure to include the link. They're low level, but I'd check out the Sorrow Sworn for homebrew inspiration. That's not how you spell inspiration. There we go. What do we think, chat? Obama Soup 69. I like drawing character, but never knew how to play. If you want to learn how to play D&D, and you have no idea where to start, I'll tell you exactly where to start. D&D Beyond is an invaluable resource. I would argue, the reason D&D 5e became as popular as it was is because of the abundance of resources available and the fact that most of these resources are free. So to learn anything you could want to know about D&D 5e, check out. It's free and has all of the rules. Nah. How's that for an answer? How's that, Obama Soup 69? If you're still watching, go click on that link. Check out the, and in fact, we can take a look at the website. I don't know if there's anyone here who hasn't heard of this website. If you haven't, absolutely check out D&D Beyond. Thanks you. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Let's see. So, if you want to check out, let's see. Go to Game Rules. They have classes, spells, races, monsters, feats, backgrounds, equipment. Everything that you need as a beginner is under Game Rules. All right? Go to this website, click on that tab, and just start clicking until you feel like you've got a understanding. And then also for sources, click on sources, click on Player's Handbook. It's free. The actual Player's Handbook costs like $50 or $60. On this website, it's free, my dude. So take that information and fly with it. And I hope you have many fun adventures in this wonderful hobby in the future. And if any of the other 3 watchers currently watching have any other questions, I check chat frequently. So don't be afraid to chat me any questions. Let's get back to the Reddit thread and answer and help some people out. Let's see. Dead Elven Society. My friend wants to play Artificer, but he only has 1 physical copy of the book, but not on D&D Beyond. Okay. I need invention ideas. Ooh. All right, chat. Let's work together for this. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm looking for ideas with Artificer inventions. I'm a level 16. Jesus. Proficiency in most of the tool stats in 5e and preparing the ingredients. I came up a trade bar of mithril, adamantine, ice flex, and what is only described as a large far realm rock that has the core of a core spawn worm. Holy shit. The only other interesting ingredients I have are Eberron dragon shards. Okay. So adamantine explains itself. It's nigh indestructible. I don't know what Ice Flex is. The core of a core spawn worm could be a power source. Dragon shards. What are dragon shards? Eberron dragon shard. All right. Obama Soup 69. I think I kind of get the idea because I already had a tiny bit of sense of what it's about. Here, if you want to understand D&D in 1 minute, here's what it is. The D&D creates a setting. And he tells you what's happening. You say what you want to do. He's going to call for a check. You roll some dice, and depending on the numbers on those shiny math rocks, he tells you if you succeed or fail. Rinse, repeat for the next 10 years of your life. we can even role play right now. You're in a swamp, and it's dark. It's creepy, you hear weird noises all around you, and all of your friends are gone. What do you do? And I'll check your response in a moment and tell you what to do. In the meantime, let me look up what dragon shards are, because I literally do not know. And I'm going to help this man. Relatively rare collectibles that have a 1% chance of being randomly found. Piles of robes, They can be turned... Characters... I don't understand what this is. Okay. Small silver-like fragment of dark-colored... I don't know. I give up. I don't know. Okay, invention ideas, people. Let's see. Adamantine, that could be a blade. Core of a core spawn worm could be a fuel source. Let's see. Obama Soup 69. I do a backflip because I'm an epic gangster. Okay, make an acrobatics check. Let's see. Wait, I think I actually have dice handy. Sorry, if you can still hear me, I am looking for dice. I, for some reason, for the first time in my life, have a lack of dice. Wait, here's my backpack. What's your class? Is mithril a type of rare material? Yes, it is a metal. So here's a fun fact. Mithril, the Legends of Mithril is based on aluminum, which is a very lightweight and soft metal. And adamantine, which is allegedly indestructible and impossible to melt, is based off of tungsten, which is very hard, brittle, high melting point. So yeah. Okay. Here we go. I got a D20 out. Okay, you do a backflip in the middle of this swamp. So you need to do... I know that from Lord of the Rings. Nice. You do make an acrobatics check. What is your class? Get back to me on that. I'm going to roll for this acrobatics check. I'm going to assume that you have no modifier right now. Tungsten is the densest metal. Fun fact. Doubly fun fact. Osmium is the densest. Tungsten is, I think, in second place. But osmium is so incredibly rare that it's so incredibly brittle that it's basically useless. But technically, it's denser. It's just completely useless as a building material. And it's also super rare and expensive. Okay, you did a backflip in the swamp. Roll acrobatics. You rolled a 5. If we assume you have no modifiers, that's probably a fail. If we set the DC at even something reasonable like 10, that's still a fail. Okay, so you're in the swamp. You do a backflip. You rolled a 5 for acrobatics. You failed. And you slam your face into the mud. And it turns out that you were walking through quicksand. And now you're starting to sink. And the more you struggle, the deeper you sink. You also cannot breathe because you're headfirst in quicksand. Yep, you faceplant. And let me check the chat. Oh, word, I've never even heard of that. Yeah, most people have not heard of osmium. It's a really weird material. Osmium. Yep, okay. So you are in a swamp, you face planted into quicksand, and you're slowly sinking in, and you're probably going to suffocate if you don't come up with a plan to get out. What do you do? Do you flail? Do you try to swim? Do you reach for something? What's your plan here, my guy? You're about to drop to 0 HP in the first 5 minutes of your first campaign. Oh my god, that got so dark and dramatic so fast. Dude, dark and dramatic, welcome to D&D, my guy. Okay, granted, some DMs keep it light, they keep it fluffy, but I'd say the overwhelming majority like to keep things dark and threatening. Even in otherwise lighthearted campaigns, those dark moments are what sell it. So yeah, you're drowning and suffocating. The more you flail, the faster you sink. Deal with it. What do you do? You know what? For the sake of simplicity, because it requires the least explanation, let's say you are a human fighter, which means you don't have magic. You just have, let's say you have a longsword, 50 feet of rope, a knife, and some pythons, which are little spikes. That is what you have on your person to try and not die. My plan is to put my arms up in the air and wait, because it's quicksand and unable to take more than half the weight that's in it. Ooh, absolutely. So as you spread your body weight out, you start to float up to the top because your body is buoyant. And so you are now able to pull your head up out of the mud and turn your head to one side. You're starting to float, but if you move around too much, you're going to start to sink again. You've got rope, pythons, a knife, and a longsword. Hey! All right, now figure it out. How are you getting out of here? Also, let's have you roll for perception to see if there's anything else in this swamp that you might run into, that you might be able to tell. I rolled the dice off my table and I don't know where it went. Let's re-roll that, shall we? You rolled a 5 on perception again. So as far as you know, you think you're alone in this swamp, but you also failed your perception check, so you as the player know that you did not succeed. So now is the part where you should panic, because you know you didn't succeed on a perception check, and that means you do not perceive the world around you. You do not see or hear or smell anything. So this is the part where you panic. All right. Geez. Yeah, man. And for the 10 other watchers, you know what? Feel free to participate. Feel free to comment. I'm reading all the comments. All right. So as far as you know, you're alone. You're floating. Longsword, rope, python, knife. Figured out. I will give you a hint. Just to throw you a bone here. I'm in a swamp, right? Is this North America? D&D takes place in the Forgotten Realms. It's a medieval fantasy setting based on Europe. So the closest equivalent you might be able to think of is the bogs of Scotland and Ireland. Let me show you what a bog looks like. A bog is essentially wetlands. So it's marshy, it's swampy, it's wet. The soil that is there is really soft and slippery, and you slide around quite a bit. Anyone who traverses this campaign does so with purpose-made waterproof boots. Otherwise, you're going to get swamp foot. It's going to get infected, and you're going to be miserable. And let's say, just to make things more challenging, say it's night. So yeah. There we are. This is you. Alright, well, I scream and hope a predator finds me and pulls me out to eat me. Alright, Alright, so as you're floating on the swamp with nowhere to go and you feel like you're out of options, you scream. And let's have you make a performance check. Because I'm a strong guy, right? Yeah, you're a human fighter in this scenario. You have better than average strength. So I might survive. Hey, it's possible. So you would rather risk fighting a monster than risk drowning in a mud pit. I respect that. I respect that. You're not going to go out like a bitch. Okay. So when you shout, you can hear some sort of monstrous sounds in the distance. Some you hear some chatter in the distance. Let's have you make a perception check to see if you can see where this is coming from. I'm rolling a d20. You rolled a 19, so that's a success. You turn your head just so, and you see kobolds. Kobolds. All right, let me find a good picture. Here we go. These are standard D&D kobolds. But this is what they look like. All right, so these are kobolds. I'm gonna go out with my boots on. Absolutely, I love this so much. Thank you. All right, so since you're new to D&D, this is a kobold. They are dragon-like people. They're very short, like 4 feet tall, give or take, sometimes 3 to 5. And you know, as an adventurer, as a human fighter, you know that these people are scavengers. They frequently raid villages. They attack adventurers. They go after anyone with food or equipment because they are not intelligent enough to make their own equipment, but they do understand its value. So you know, as an adventurer, that these critters want to rob you blind because you have stuff that they don't have, and they are trying to survive in this hellish world just like you are. So you can see them. There are, let's say there's 4 of them. There are 4 of these critters. You know that they're thieves and scavengers. You know that they want equipment. What do you do? And again, I see that there are 5 total watchers. Anyone want to jump in chat, feel free. I will gladly talk to you guys and talk about whatever. I'm just here to have fun and talk about D&D. Hence the title of the stream is Beelzebub Talks About D&D. Hey, welcome new people, welcome new watchers. Feel free to hop in chat. I don't have content unless people talk to me, so hey. let's see. How good are my weapons? You have mid-grade quality weapons. They're not magical, but they're still sturdy and they get the job done. Could I take them on? You're a professional adventurer. Killing kobolds and goblins is like this is your bread and butter. This is what you do for a living. So, could you? Absolutely you could. This is your job to take them on. Babu B. Ballin gave hugs. Hey, thanks for the hugs, my guy. Atomic Knight, bribe them. They are scavengers. They like equipment. You have the ability to bribe them. You have the ability to fight them. So, Obama Soup 69, you see them skitter over to you, and they put their clawed hands on your arms, back, and belt, and they pull you out of the quicksand and throw you onto shore, and they hold tiny daggers to your throat, and they start screeching at you in Draconic. You have, they look very aggressive. You think they're going to stab you if you don't react quickly. Fight or forfeit. Those are your options, my guy. Let me actually pull up the Kobold stat block in another window real quick. Kobold, stats, 5e. Alright, so since we're doing this for real, I'm gonna open up stats. Obama Soup 69, oh yeah, baby, I whip out my sword and go at him. Alright, surprise attack. You have a sword on your hip, you jump up and attack with your sword. Where's my die? Alright, you roll a nat 1. And on a 20-sided die, that's the worst possible roll. So this is a fumble. This is a critical fail. Obama Soup 69, this is my world and I'm not going to get pushed around. Well, with that nat 1, you literally get pushed around. As you stand up to try and fight these kobolds, swinging your sword around, you miss completely and throw your sword across the bog, and it lands in the quicksand and starts to sink. The kobolds, now irritated that you try to attack, they start pulling out rope and try to tie you down. So you are getting tied up with rope. You can make an acrobatics check to try and finesse your way out of the ropes, or you can make a strength check and try to just brute force your way out of these ropes and snap them with your big muscly human fighter arms. It'd be easier to finesse your way out of it, but you do have higher strength. So do you go with high risk, high reward, snap these bad boys, or do you try to finesse your way out of it with your dexterity? The choice is yours. I see that acrobatics. Okay. I'm going to set the DC, the dice check, at 10. You have no modifier for acrobatics. And you roll a 17. Alright, so with your 17, you, as they're throwing ropes upon you, their lassos upon you, you duck and splay your arms out wide so the ropes fall on top of your arms. You duck out from under the ropes, and do you rush towards your sword or try to fist fight the kobolds? Or do you just split and run? Run away, go get your sword, fist fight. Those are your options. And if any of the other watchers want to join in chat and tell him what he should do, or if you want to join in the adventure, we're just doing an impromptu, out of nowhere D&D session that I just decided that we're doing. So, Obama Soup 69, tell me what you want to do. Die for the sword, fist fight, run away. Well, this is a bog, so I probably fall in quicksand again. That's entirely possible, my guy. I mean, your sword is steadily sinking into literal quicksand, so don't want to trip and fall in there. Let's knock these suckers out. All right, getting bold. So, let's say... I figured that's what you meant. All right. So, the kobolds are still trying to capture you alive, and that's when you raise your fist and you go in to attack with an unarmed strike, as it's known in D&D. A 15 is what you roll to hit versus the kobolds, which have an armor class of 12. Your attack hits. Let's say that as a fighter, level 1 human fighter, you'd probably have a plus 3 to your strength. So that 15 is actually an 18 plus 2 from your proficiency. So that's actually a 20. You effortlessly clear their armor class. And then unarmed strikes do 1 damage plus your strength. So you deal 4 damage, right? And they have 5 hit points. So as you square up to one of the kobolds, you throw a heavy right hand. Whah! You pop them right in the jaw. Crack! You snap their jaw, dislocate it. Their teeth are hanging out. And he looks like he's real close to death. Kobolds have 5 HP. You dealt 4. There are still 4 in total. What's this? Take my energy. Oh, thank you for the award, my guy. Absolutely. All right, so you hit one of them in the jaw. Well, guess what, my guy? There are 4 of these bad boys. So they all get a turn now, all 4 of them. And I don't know if you know this, but they've got knives. And knives are for stabbing adventurers. I should actually come up with a character sheet for you. Let's see. Do I have any pre-built characters that are level 1 fighters? Let's find out. Sorry about the delay. I didn't pull up a character sheet in advance because this is kind of a improvised thing. Okay, I take that back. You are not a human fighter, you're a human barbarian. And what makes a barbarian special is that they, human barbarians, or barbarians in general, do everything based off of their strength and constitution, and they have don't have as much weapon finesse, but they are able to rage, and that's going to be important later. So, let's see. You have an armor class of, let's see. Whoops. Alright, so with as a barbarian, you get to add your constitution to your armor class, as well as your dexterity. You have an armor class of 13. So these 3 kobolds all have to roll higher than a 13 in order to hit you. Are you ready? They have to roll higher than a 13, and there are 4 of them. So first attack with a plus 4 to hit with their dagger. 4, that is a miss. Plus 4 is 8. 10 plus 4 is 14. That's a hit. 17 plus 4, that's a 21. Uh-oh. 10 plus 4, that's a 14. That's a hit. 3 hits, my guy. How do you think you're going to survive with you and your 15 HP, Mr. Barbarian? Are you feeling confident? Let's roll for damage. Alright, I got their D4s out. 1 damage. 2 damage. 2 damage. You take 5 points of damage in that round as the kobolds swarm you and stab you for 5 points. That is almost half of your HP. It is your round, my guy. As they take almost half of your HP in a single round, do you still want to fight? Obama Soup 69. Do you run for it? Do you continue fighting? Or do you dive for your sword, which does substantially more damage? The choice is yours. And watchers, I show there are 4 of them. If you want to participate, you want to comment, you want to give them advice, feel free to. Come on, Obama Soup. You know you got a decision to make. Do you keep fist fighting, knowing that they just took out almost half your HP? You're half dead? You think you could take out 4 of them with only punches? I grabbed the knocked out one and use him as a weapon because I'm strong enough to pick him up. Okay, so his jaw is broken, but he's not unconscious. So if you want to try and grapple him, that's an athletics check, which he can contest. So let's do exactly that. He's not particularly heavy, but he can resist. You roll a 12 plus 3, that's 15. Kobolds have a -2 to their strength. So that's 15 minus 2 is 13. Alright, so you successfully grapple him and lift him over your head. I'm going to be charitable and give you a free action here. Normally you would not get this other action, but I'm going to give it to you because I want to give you a chance. Oh, I thought he was knocked out. Nope. You've got a squirming, squealing, knife-wielding dragon monster directly over your head. What are you going to do with that? You've got one of these dudes just wiggling over your head. You successfully outstrengthed him. What do you do? And welcome new audience members. We're doing an improvised D&D session. Everyone wants to participate, comment, give advice. Feel free to. I throw him at the others whilst they are distracted and leap for my sword. Ooh, okay. All right. So let's have you roll for athletics then, because you're trying to throw an ally at the group. You know, if you roll high enough, you might be able to knock them over. So let's roll athletics. You rolled an 8 plus 3, that's an 11. Let me just roll once for the rest of the group. 15 minus 2, that's 13. I'm sorry, friend. As you throw the squirming kobold at their allies, they catch him and take no damage and do not fall over. This all started because I tried to do a backflip. So since they caught their ally, they set him down immediately, and they charge after you. Yeah, why? All right, so I gave you 2 actions, but you still have your movement. So I'm going to let you use your movement. You have 30 feet of movement to run closer to the bog, and that's where I'll put you. You are within arm's reach of the bog water. The tip of your sword is just barely exposed, and just as you go to grab it, the 3 of them that are still standing all dogpile on you with their daggers out. Pya, pya, pya. That's a nat 20. Oh, that's not good. That's a 4. That misses. That's a 4. That misses. One of them gets a nat 20. Nat 20s do double the damage. He rolls a 4 times 2. That's 8. And you had already taken 5 damage. Let's see. I'm sorry, friend. That is all 15 of your HP. As you reach for the sword, the 3 remaining kobolds dogpile on you. They stab you to death. You drop to 0 HP and bleed out on the bog. I am sorry, friend. You are dead, Mr. Obama Soup 69. You were ambushed, overwhelmed, and stabbed to death by tiny dragon people. And yeah, that's how an adventure might go. I won't have you roll for death saves because this is kind of an improvised thing. And even if you do survive, they could just stab you again and take you out. So, Obama Soup, what did you think of the game? Does it seem interesting? Does it seem like something you'd want to be a part of? Let me actually, while I'm waiting for you to answer that, let me show you a resource. Forums. I got killed by lizards in a swamp because I tried to do a backflip. I'm glad you had fun, man. So if you think this is interesting, you think this is something you might want to do again in the future, let me have you click on this link that I've sent. This is D&D Beyond, arguably the most popular website about D&D. This is their forum page where people can chat, specifically people looking for groups and players. Dungeon masters post on here all the times. They say, hey, I'm looking for players online between this time and this day every week. Click on this, message me, and if we jive, if we like each other, we'll have you join the group. Click on that link. Be nice to your DM. Respect the effort that they put into crafting these worlds. Be sociable with your party members. And above all, just have fun. Don't take it too seriously. You're here to enjoy the game. Wait a second. What's up? I can attack the dungeon master. No, you cannot attack the dungeon master. Unless you have a dungeon master with a DM PC. So let me give you a little bit of I don't want to call it insider knowledge. It's not insider. Something you might not have known unless someone had directly told you. There's a term called DMPC in which the dungeon master who wants to participate in the game will create an NPC, a non-player character, for himself, and this non-player character that he created will be the mouthpiece for him within the game. So if you can attack his DMPC, his Dungeon Master player character, you can technically attack the DM directly. Let's see. I also can't click the link. Did I do a... Let's see. Let me just make sure. I'll copy paste it. I copy pasted it again just in case there was an issue with there was just an issue with Reddit there. If it still doesn't work after you click on it the second time, highlight all of it and copy paste that into your web address, into the browser itself, and it should take you there. And if that still doesn't work, you can always just Google search D&D Beyond, click on the site. It's easy to navigate. It's like a guy following you around narrating your life. I mean, basically, that's what it is. Now, what's even more fun is, now I was rolling all the dice for you. You can find this complicated or you can find it cool. Usually you roll all of your own dice. You've got a bunch of little math rocks with numbers on them. You roll them. And then as soon as you see that number, you usually have a pretty good idea of whether you succeeded or failed. And honestly, I love the idea of players controlling their fate. Sounds like a fun job. It is fun. It's funny you would call it a job because some dungeon masters do actually get paid. If you go to Roll20, which requires a paid subscription and is a hell of a lot more complicated than D&D Beyond, because it's so expensive to run a Roll20 game, the DMs usually make the players pool funds and pay for the Dungeon Master's subscription. So you can hire a Dungeon Master, and if you hire them, there's a contract there, and they have to make it fun, and they have to make it enjoyable for you, because if they don't get paid. So I don't know what your financial situation is, but if you can afford it, it's a lot of fun to have a paid professional Dungeon Master. Well, yeah. All right, let's see what time it is. How long have I been rambling for incoherently? Almost 2 hours. All right, I'm going to hang out for a minute, grab a couple more comments. Anyone watching, feel free to comment. Then I'm going to post this on YouTube. If anyone, I'm going to be putting out some D&D combat on my YouTube channel fairly shortly. So let me pull that up here. Let's see. Virtual Beelzebub TV. Whoops. There we go. Good evening, Joe. Also, didn't you say you were part of a group of people that play? I am, but believe it or not, I'm currently not running D&D. I'm running Call of Cthulhu, which is a similar experience, but it's explicitly a horror setting, and it's explicitly in 1920s USA. Um, so let me actually pull up Call of Cthulhu. So I'm currently not taking any new players on at the moment. I've got a full roster, but click on this. Basically, whereas D&D is your medieval fantasy adventurers killing fantasy creatures, Call of Cthulhu is you are 1920s investigators investigating the paranormal and trying not to die. Most people in Call of Cthulhu are not ultra mega badasses. They are just ordinary people, actors, athletes, accountants, archaeologists. No way, I love the Roaring Twenties history. That's super cool. Hey, if you want to get into Call of Cthulhu, I don't have a forum for you, but I do have Joel's house. So if you want to be part of Call of Cthulhu, and you want to be in the 1920s setting, and trying not to be epic fantasy adventures, but trying not to die from all the supernatural horrors, solve mysteries, uncover cults, stop the summonings of great old gods, uh, then you will want to create a character at Dole's house. They have a free character creator. And I honestly have no idea how you'd get a group together because it is really hard to find people for this. Dungeons and Dragons 5e is the most popular fantasy roleplay game, period. As of right now, no other tabletop RPG comes even close. Call of Cthulhu is a little bit more niche, so it's a little bit harder to find people. How do I play with other people? That's a good question. Let me see if I can't find a group. Call of Cthulhu groups forum. Let me just see if I can find. Um, let's see. Oh, I know. I'm pretty sure there is a Reddit community for this. Um, Call of Cthulhu. Call of Cthulhu. There we go. How do I play with so here's Call of Cthulhu subreddit. You can look for other players there. As far as so how you play either regardless of which system you go with, if you want to play a tabletop RPG, you're going to unless you can find people in person, which is hard to do because finding people in your area who are one available at the same time you as you are, but also just within easy travel distance. If you can do it, it's worth it. If you can't find it out, you are going to want to get on Discord. Discord is where gaming happens, period. Even people who don't play tabletop RPGs are on Discord. Go to this website, discord.com, download it, install it, and then you're because when you find an online group, they are probably playing in Discord. So it's good to have this already installed and already set up. Oh, you have Discord, cool. So yeah, when you're searching through forums, Reddit posts, whatever, just ask people for their ask people to drop you a link on Discord and they can get you set up. So yeah. All right. Well, I think I've been talking to myself for long enough. I think I'm gonna call this stream, bring this stream to a close. Nice. All right. Well, I will talk to you dudes later. I gotta go to sleep. It's after midnight. I don't know how many of these streams I will do. I'll check out about the communities. Absolutely, please do. Um, if you want, if you can find me on Facebook, you can comment on one of my YouTube videos. I will respond. Otherwise, you can also find me on Reddit. Um, if anyone wants to message me on Reddit, Virtual Beelzebub TV is my handle. Feel free to send a message to my profile. I check my YouTube comments and my Reddit profile every few days, every other day. So if I don't respond right away, I'm not ignoring you. YouTube? Oh, did I not post my YouTube? Thought I did. It's my YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe. That's all I've got for you guys. And I will see you next time. Later. I'm gonna upload this whole stream to my YouTube channel right now because this was a lot of fun. Bye guys.